Hi students, welcome to All4 e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is organic chemistry and now we are in session number 41. In previous session I provided you the substrates that are useful in the preparation of ethers and different methods. It is nothing but dehydration of alcohols and Williamson synthesis. What are the substrates? All these I provided in previous session, and now in this session let us discuss how the products are formed, what is the mechanism involved, and is there any other that is a simultaneous mechanism involved, and in case if simultaneous mechanism is taking place, at what conditions such type of mechanism we can expect, and what are the ultimate products in such a deviated mechanism. All these we have to discuss, and dear students, you remember it is a very important concept and we can expect questions from these concepts. Even though the chapter is small, but the concepts are high, concepts are there, because regular only one type of reaction if it is happening, automatically we can easily guess the product. But here what is happening is different types of reactions depending on the condition, depending on the substrate, and depending on the catalyst, like that different products we can expect from the same substrates, is it not? So all these one by one in a systematic manner I am going to explain you, and it is better to concentrate, and here and there when I am giving that one again and again you have to practice some examples from the given material, from our material, and additional assignments if any you are having, you have to practice it in a simple strict manner and by applying the concepts what I am going to provide in this session. Clear? And now let me start the class itself. It is preparation of ethers, from it is alcohols. Here already we know from alcohols when we are preparing these ethers, it is by dehydration. Just this dehydration, actually in simple meaning we may think that it is dehydration is an elimination, but here it is not elimination. Just you remember, it is the dehydration is happening through SN mechanism. Clear? From alcohols by dehydration. And here the reagents that can be used are nothing but the protic acids like concentrated H2SO4 or concentrated H3PO4 like this, or we can also use alumina Al2O3. Clear? First let us assume by taking one example what is the mechanism involved in this one, and what is the other mechanism we can expect from this if any abnormal condition, that is nothing but drastic condition, is observed. You remember, if it is ethyl alcohol, just let me take the basic alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol, and in this ethyl alcohol when it is treated with concentrated H2SO4 concentrated, 2 moles of this will undergo reaction to give C2H5O C2H5, this is, and H2O, this is the final reaction. And now how it happens, let us consider in step 1. First, one molecule of alcohol is attacked by a proton, that is the alcohol molecule will get protonated like this, OH2 plus. And in step 2, this protonated alcohol CH3CH2 OH2 plus is attacked by the second molecule of alcohol as a nucleophile. Just to observe, it is of having lone pair, and because of that lone pair it is behaving as a nucleophile, and when it is attacking on this will be of released from this substrate. So as both these two are taking place simultaneously, it is the rate determining step. Just you observe, in this rate determining step 1 plus 1, 2 molecules involved, and hence simply we can say that it is through SN2 mechanism. And dear students, just you remember, this SN2 mechanism is assumed when it is primary alcohol. In case of secondary and tertiary, it is SN1 mechanism. Clear? And first let us go for this mechanism. Here when it is attacking on this, it will go out. Now we are getting CH3, CH2, OH, CH2, CH3, and this water molecule is released out. But here it is now having the positive charge on oxygen because it donates the electron pair to this. Now to compensate that positive charge, this hydrogen will release electron to this and it is coming out in the form of H plus, and where we are getting the final product CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3. Here you can observe that it is nothing but a nucleophile attacking on another on the other molecule. It is nothing but using as the substrate, and this is here the protonated alcohol substrate is behaving as an electrophile, and thereby this nucleophile is attacking on this. Clear? And it can accept this lone pair and making this to go out. So like this the reaction will happen. And in this case, sometimes if we are using this acid, concentrated acid at low temperature here it is nothing but around 413 Kelvin, that is nothing but around 140 degrees centigrade, like that. If we are using the temperature, then this is the reaction happen. And now let us consider if the temperature is raised, what happened. And then in such a case, let me write here. Already we are observing the that is ether formation. In this ether formation, you can observe that two molecules of alcohols are involved. From two different molecules, one water is going out. But if the same reaction, that is nothing but CH3, CH2, OH, when it is treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 180 degrees, that is at about 443 Kelvin, like that, or 453 Kelvin. In such a case, once when it is of attacking on this, it is forming protonated alcohol, no doubt at all. And from this protonated alcohol, the remaining part of H2SO4, that is HSO4 minus, behaves like a base and it will abstract hydrogen from this beta carbon. And when it is taking this beta carbon from this, so immediately this will form a pi bond with this, and thereby now we are getting CH2 double bond CH2 and H2O. It is also dehydration, but the difference is here it is the elimination. Just you observe this elimination. The elimination is nothing but alpha beta elimination, that is happening in case if the reaction is carried out at high temperature. It is one of the condition where instead of ether formation we can expect the formation of alkene. Clear? Not only the temperature, at high temperature this is one of the condition. High temperature where we are expecting the formation of alkene. And one more is nothing but, even though the mechanism SN2 mechanism for the formation of ethers in alcohols, and that SN2 mechanism is observed only in case of primary alcohol like ethyl alcohol, is it not? And now in case if we are considering secondary alcohol, like say for example if it is isopropyl alcohol is the best example for secondary alcohol. And tertiary alcohol, best example is nothing but tertiary butyl alcohol. In these cases, as we know, this SN1 SN2 reactivity order already we learned from GOC. For SN2 the order is primary more interested than secondary, more interested than tertiary. And SN1 now it is the reverse. Tertiary is more interested than secondary, more interested than primary. And just you remember, in both these two cases, actually when they are treated with concentrated H2SO4, and in this case, no doubt at all it is forming some sort of more ether formation, but along with this ether, we can expect some portion of this isopropyl alcohol is also forming alkene as the minor product. Propene is also formed, and because as SN1 is favored, automatically this SN1 which are interested to go for SN1 are also ready to go for elimination. Already we studied, that is SN versus elimination in GOC. There I explained what are the factors. That is nothing but this type of stable carbocation formation capacity substrates, they are interested to go for SN1, but SN1 is also sometimes leads to elimination reactions. Is it not? Here that is happening. And now when coming to this, no doubt at all, with concentrated H2SO4, any these tertiary alcohols when treated, here the major product will be the alkene. Here the major product is alkene instead of ether, and ether is very minute proportion it will form. This is alkene by eliminating H2O from intramolecular, and from this one OH and from this one hydrogen, these two go out and it is forming. And the ether, that is nothing but tertiary butyl ether, this formation is very less in proportion. So with this one we can conclude that in the dehydration of alcohols for the preparation of ethers, first of all, three factors are influencing the formation of ether. One is temperature. At high temperature alkene is formed, so that means for ether formation low temperature is required. Low temperature is required for ether formation. This is one condition. And second one is the degree of alcohol. Degree of alcohol is also one more condition. It is nothing but, here simply we can say primary is of very interested to go for ether formation at low temperature. Just you remember, even at low temperature secondary is of less interested to form ether. Instead of that it is of somewhat going to eliminate. And in case of tertiary, very less interest to go for ether formation. Instead of that, major product in case of tertiary alcohols is the alkene. Just you have to observe, with increasing the degree of alcohol, the product is majorly alkene instead of ether. Clear? So you have to observe whether the given compound is of able to form a stable alkene or not. If it is of forming a stable alkene like this, automatically the preference will go towards this instead of ether formation. Clear? And now the same type of reactions, that is nothing but dehydration reactions, can also be carried out even in presence of Al2O3, that is alumina. Here also alumina at low temperature will create ether, and in case if it is of at high temperature, again intramolecular elimination will happen and it is leading to the formation of alkene. If it is CH3 CH2 OH, when it is treated with Al2O3 at about 250 degrees centigrade, then we can expect the formation of ether like this, CH2 CH3 plus H2O. But instead of 250, if we are using 350 degrees centigrade temperature with alumina at about 350 degrees centigrade, it is undergoing intramolecular elimination, that is alpha beta elimination, forming alkene. Alkene is the major product at high temperature. Again, temperature is playing a very important role. Clear? And this type of, in presence of alumina, when dehydration takes place, it is nothing but we can consider it as catalytic dehydration. Catalytic dehydration. Here at low temperature we are getting ether, at high temperature alkene is the product. And one more very important thing what we have to remember here is, in case if we are using different alcohols to prepare, that is nothing but different alcohols means two different alcohols to prepare mixed ether. Mixed ether is nothing but simply we can say that complex ether or asymmetric ether. Then you remember, it is not possible to get pure complex or mixed ether. Why so? Because when we are using Al2O3 at low temperature to form ether, probabilities are different. This methyl alcohol 2 moles may react to give, here the probable products are like this. Dimethyl ether may form. when 2 moles of methyl alcohol is reacting. Diethyl is also one of the product, C2H5O, C2H5, because two such ethyl alcohol molecules may undergo dehydration. And the third one is mixed ether, nothing but methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol on reaction by eliminating one water molecule will give this mixed ether or complex ether or asymmetric ether. Clear? Like this, in catalytic it is not at all possible to pure mixed ether, but in case if it is of simple ether, we can prepare it directly at low temperatures. Just you have to remember. Clear? That is about the preparation of ethers and different possibilities to expect the products in dehydration of alcohols. And next one is nothing but Williamson's synthesis. Second method, Williamson's synthesis. Here it is of very useful to prepare simple as well as mixed or complex ethers. Just you remember. In this method we can prepare both. And simple ether is nothing but just Williamson's synthesis. Already in previous session I explained what are the substrate and what are the reagents. It is nothing but RX. And when it is treated with sodium or potassium alkoxide, sodium or potassium alkoxide when made to react with this one, and this is of undergoing a substitution, that is nothing but giving ROR. So when the alkyl group used in alkoxide and in this alkyl halide are same, then it leads to formation of simple ether. But if this is one substrate, that is substrate is of having one alkyl group and this alkoxide is with a different alkyl group, then this combination will lead to formation of mixed ether or asymmetric ether or complex ethers. Clear? And now when we are considering this one, what are the different substrates that can be used as the substrate, that is what are the alkyl halides that can be used as the substrate, and what are the alkoxides that can be used. Already I listed some important substrates, different types of substrates and different types of alkoxide in the previous session. Clear? And now let me write the same list and where different permutations and combinations. Just what we are considering is when a particular reagent is attacking on any of that substrate, and here when we are considering, first let me write them, then we can observe that there are certain alkyl groups attached with this alkoxy or with this halide. They are used only as the reagents, they are not useful as the substrates. And some other are there, we can't use them as substrates, they are used only as reagents. And some reagents and some substrates, they are specifically used for that purpose, we can't use for both the purposes. And what are those? Let us list out them. And here we should know the reasons also, is it not? And now the substrate, that is alkyl halides, substrates or methyl chloride or ethyl chloride, and then it is secondary. For secondary purpose I am giving this ethyl, that is isopropyl chloride, and tertiary, for tertiary purpose let us consider tertiary butyl chloride. This is, and then we can go for allylic halide like this, and we can go for benzylic halide like this. And in addition to this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th one is nothing but vinylic halide, and 8th one is nothing but aryl halide like this. And just you remember, here it may be aliphatic or it may be cyclic, no problem at all. In case if it is cyclic, it may be considered as the secondary, because in cyclic all the carbons are secondary carbons. So the same thing will happen. What is happening with these secondary alkyl halides? And now coming to reagents. Here let me give that reagents with the same type of alkyl groups. Now we are using CH3OK plus or CH3CH2OK plus, or it is CH3CH3O Na plus or minus, O minus and Na plus, like this. And tertiary butoxide CH3 minus K plus, tertiary butoxide, it is nothing but. And now it can be, that is nothing but allylic CH2O minus K plus, or benzylic, we can also use benzylic oxide, it is CH2O minus K plus, and vinylic we can use CH2CHO Na plus and O minus, and phenoxide O minus K plus. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Similar, the same, what I did is nothing but the same alkyl group I am using in the substrate as well as in the reagent. Just you observe. Clear? And now let me give the key points related to this. Just you remember, here alkyl halide is substrate and alkoxide is the reagent. This alkoxide is attacking on this group as nucleophile, and when it is attacking, it is going out where it is forming ROR plus Na plus and plus X minus. This is nothing but SN reaction. And again in SN reaction we know that it may be SN2 or SN1 reactions, and SN2 is preferable for primary and SN1 is preferable for secondary and tertiary, is it not? And now just you remember, for this type of reaction, this alkyl halide preferably should be only primary alkyl halides. Why so? Because in case of secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide, no doubt at all, these are somewhat interested to go for nucleophilic substitution, but at the same time just you observe, alcohols are less acidic than water, and when they are less acidic than water, automatically their conjugate base is more basic than OH minus. Just in GOC we learned that when any base which is more basic, here in organic chemistry just you remember, the basic nature is nothing but eliminating tendency. Here the OR minus, no doubt at all, the alkoxide group is a strong nucleophile. At the same time it is also a strong base. That's why when these alkoxides are used as the reagents, automatically when the substrate is secondary or tertiary, then instead of behaving as nucleophile, now it starts to behave like a base. And you know what is the consequence, what is the result of, ultimate result when it is behaving like a base. Just in secondary and tertiary alkyl halides, this base alkoxide is supposed to create elimination instead of nucleophilic substitution, is it not? That's why when the alkoxides are used, we have to consider, or we have to take the primary alkyl halides. That too, the primary alkyl halides also preferably we should observe that they should not have any beta hydrogens, the primary. Sometimes when, because it is nothing but depending on the condition, when as the alkoxy group is of having tertiary alkyl group, that is nothing but tertiary butoxide, say for example, in tertiary butoxide, whether the substrate is primary alkyl halide or secondary alkyl halide or tertiary alkyl halide, it is always behaving only as the base. It is not at all having the tendency to behave like a nucleophile. So in such a case, how to prevent the elimination from the substrate when this tertiary butoxide is used? Can you think it? Just it is nothing but we have to see that the substrate is not having any beta hydrogen. In such a case, even though it is strong base, tertiary beta oxide is a strong base, but here to create any elimination there is no beta hydrogen, and that's why here that strong base is behaving only as nucleophile. But the same tertiary beta oxide, when we are using for this purpose, it is primary. With other, that is ethoxide or with methoxide or with phenoxide, like that, with other than tertiary beta oxide, this may be of behaving or this may be of undergoing SN reaction, thereby forming either. But once we are using tertiary beta oxide with this one, even though it is primary and very so that is nothing but the starting member of alkyl halides after the methyl group, even then, because of having this beta hydrogen, when it is attacked by tertiary beta oxide, which is of a strong base, will create elimination in this substrate. I think you are getting one by one where the substrate, why these are behaving as the bases. It is nothing but the basic nature is because of their less acidic character. And when this less acidic character is still less than water, automatically their conjugate basic strength will be more than OH minus. And when the conjugate basic strength is more than OH minus, automatically they behave as bases. Already we learned it in GOC, is it not? So here that will happen, and with all these different substrates, what are different products possible, we have to discuss. Okay, I will continue in the next session, and just till that you should think about the basic character, and in case if you are not having highest grip on that one, just you go through that GOC videos again through where elimination versus substitutions are considered and how to guess the basic strength, all these. Okay, thank you.